What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Game Changers Podcast. Tonight, we're going to be getting into the controversial remarks from Aries Spears about how he doesn't do any shows in the South because they don't understand his comic angle and the way that he does jokes because they're too slow. Pretty crazy remarks from the dude. But the panel tonight is gonna break it down and give our opinions on it, man. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? So I guess he did an interview, and I think he said this multiple times. Me and DJ were saying off the offline that, he said that in other videos that, hey, the South is just too slow. They don't get what I'm saying, and I do certain cities in the South that are bigger because they might be like a metropolitan area, so they might get me a little bit more. But the country spots and all of that, they're just too slow, so I can't do my shows there.
Let's just be real. You ain't fucking funny. Like, you just not funny, bro. So like the South don't get your jokes, or you think that your jokes are so sophisticated that it just flies over our heads, bro. Let's be for real. Because if you was as funny as you thought you were, you'll be a whole lot further along in your career than a lot of these guys that are coming up from the South. Like, they've topped you 4 times already, and you still scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, you just not funny, bro. Like, nothing you say is funny. I've never heard you say one joke that was funny, that beat up ass hat on.
Well, we know he one of them comedians that like to go above and beyond. He get real weird. He'll go the extra mile for a laugh that's not really funny. So he just one of those type of comics. And I resent the fact that he's saying like somebody would be kind of slow to grasp his comedy. It ain't like his comedy is real intellectual or anything. It ain't like he's just a real intellectual.
You're not Dave Chappelle. You're not
Exactly.
up there getting all into politics and making people kind of go into deep thought a little bit before you hit them with a little joke angle. And even if you were, why are you acting as if there's not people who don't understand certain things in the South, don't understand deep thought politics or certain stuff just because they in the South? Where's that stereotype coming from? To me, that's an Uncle Tom, that's a tap dancing stereotype on your own people. Because
exactly. But let's be for real now. He do pedo comedy. We don't find that funny.
Right. Because like we were just saying off the show, this man got in trouble, or basically got he got blackballed, or not blackballed, but he got canceled by the online comedy community when him and Tiffany Haddish had did a skit involving a child that was nowhere near where a child needed to be. A child did not need to be in that skit. So you don't really have the right to say anything about anybody not liking your comedy. We gonna be real,
You're not original. He was even on Saturday Night Live with a dress on, looking like Sinead or Wanda, whoever. But that stuff already been done, bro. Like, y'all sit here and put dresses on and shit just to, I don't know, man. Like, you weird, bro. You just weird, and nobody thinks you're funny.
But Aries Spears one of those guys. Aries Spears one of those guys who love to think that he's smart or something. Like, he's like he has a moral high ground or some way to look down on people and say stuff like, bruh, read the room. You the same dude who just messed up your money on Vlad. Vlad exposed you getting $4,000 an episode to come on there and basically, like you said, tap dance and talk about whoever Black got problems with at the time.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? You saw Boosie, the whole thing with Boosie and Vlad, so you pocket watch that situation and fuck around and fuck yourself out of your little 4K of episode.
$4,000. Because that's all you
So
worth.
you're not
So
real
you want to
smart.
try to get more.
Yeah.
Hey, but this coming like saying that the South doesn't understand his comedy or we don't get his comedy, blah blah blah. But you uneducated, bro. You ain't even finished high school.
Well, let's
Like,
go. Let's just go from this as well. Okay. Um, Aries Spears is a native New Yorker. Um, we do understand outside of New York City here in the United States that New Yorkers, more than anybody else, for the most part, I would say, are they use their city as their moral. They use it as their high ground. So everything that they do, everything that encompasses them as a person is I'm from New York. I'm New York. I'm from New York. I know you can't do it. I'm from New York, or New York this, New York that, or y'all don't understand what New York do, or we cop everybody cop in New York. It's like, bro, it
bro, to
ain't
be
that
honest,
deep.
we
It's
don't
not
get no
that
fuck
deep,
about you being from New York.
and everything. If it's not New York City, doesn't mean that it's not cool or uncool. That's why a lot of y'all move from New York because it's too expensive to live there. It's dirty. Y'all don't really like it because a lot of y'all end up in that. I think a lot of y'all are in Atlanta now. To be 100, a lot of New Yorkers are in Atlanta or in the South themselves.
That's
A
been
lot of New
since the
Man,
Yorkers are in
early
the South.
'90s. Since
right?
probably even before the early '90s, when all those black affluent people came straight from New York, went straight to Atlanta. P
Yeah,
Diddy, Andre Harrell, and all those guys.
yeah,
So
there's a
Yeah, because they
yeah,
living on top of each other in New York in those small ass apartments that's full of rats and roaches. Like, come on, bro. Every fucking house and apartment in New York got roaches and rats. Y'all
I
rats
resent
inside
the
the
fact.
fucking
I resent the fact that he specifically called out Mississippi,
Mississippi.
bruh.
yeah. That's the
What's
main
wrong with
one you're
you?
talking about.
Yo,
Yeah,
do
like
we have do production got that video?
yeah.
And I don't care because I'm never going. I already made up my mind. I don't perform in the deep south. I don't. There's certain places like I'll perform in Charlotte because it feels like it's a major metropolis. They're a little more. You know what I'm saying? I'll perform in Alpharetta, Georgia, at the new Punchline, which is phenomenal. But Mississippi, with can't read.
What you mean?
Nah, I'm can read in Mississippi, dog. Let me tell you
Better
something.
not
I
get
did,
your
I did
ass
a
in
club in
Mississippi.
Memphis called Chuckles once upon a time ago. You ever been to Chuckles?
Yeah, I've been to Chuckles.
And I was selling my CDs at that point. And one lady bought the CD, and her girlfriend said to her, "Girl, how much that CD was?" Another dude was looking for his
Hey,
family and went, "Where they is?" My jokes come with some shit where you got to match. You know what I mean? Based on how
No,
you
the fuck
talk,
you don't.
this shit ain't gonna fly.
But dog, that's the lingo down there. And this is crazy coming from a that didn't finish school.
Lingo. No. Understand the difference. Lingo is one thing. Articulation is something else.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta be able to articulate where they is, how much that CD was. Nah, that ain't lingo. That's go back to school.
Coming from a motherfucker that need to go back to school.
well, Deion Cole ain't gonna really fly with that because Deion Cole from Chicago, and you already know where the Mississippi back door with Chicago. That's one and the same. So he gonna speak up a little bit because I'm pretty sure he got cousins from Mississippi or family from Mississippi. Clearly,
Or one of his parents might be from Mississippi.
yeah, Deion
Exactly.
Cole from Chicago, so he ain't gonna let Aries Spears fly with just saying that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just we
Mike Epps
have to.
came out and said about that. Actually, he said this guy doesn't understand that most people in Chicago are from Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, when he
Facts.
said that, that's all you know. And once again, that showed you he wasn't even educated or on game when he said that. He don't know the connection between them two states. So when
But
he's
you
explaining
said
them two
it before
areas,
with New Yorkers. You said I think that's kind of like a common thing. If it's outside of New York, New Yorker don't give two
yeah.
shits
But I
about
just
it.
don't.
So
I just don't get what make them think that they better than everybody else though. Like that's the part that I don't get, bro. Listen, I drive. I've been to New York plenty of time. Man, that's the most dirtiest fucking place I've ever seen in my life, bro. New York and California are two of the nastiest places I've ever been to. Like
Mhm.
the entire New York is just dirty. Everything just looks nasty. But
Mm.
they always feel like they better than everybody else because we from the South. Because we talk a whole lot different than y'all. Okay, son. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Word to my mother and all that shit. Like, man.
But can we say we never hear people from Mississippi saying, "Oh yeah, people from over here do this and we don't like this because of that"? Like,
Yeah.
how we
Because
always catch these strays in Mississippi is what I'm trying to say. Everybody got jokes about
Everybody.
Mississippi when they
It's
when these
about
fucking
they
Everybody
white
looking
sounds
back
people
at
say
like
it
the
the
they
same.
looking back at the movies. They probably hearing shit that people that's like there. They be thinking that like motherfucker. It was one time motherfucker asked me, "Do motherfuckers in Mississippi still ride still ride on horses?" I was like, "Man, you fucking serious?"
like we ain't got
Yeah,
cars and shit. We still got dirt roads.
man, you go places in Mississippi, nigga, you would think you in fucking like Jamaica or the Bahamas somewhere. But it's all places, you know. But yeah, this motherfucker
I
just
mean, but that's
ignorant.
just like with any other place though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like you got the slums everywhere.
yeah, yeah, motherfucker just straight up ignorant, man.
But
yeah,
like,
Aries
the whole
Spears.
Mississippi ain't dirty.
I
No,
just I just think he once again, it's coming from that New York mentality and an older New York mentality as well. I mean, even Cameron has spoke on this on Is What It Is. He told a story. I think it might have been Freaky Zeke or a couple of his other Dipset homeboys. They went to Miami and they were ordering food and they had parked their car, like double parked their car, and they thought they just could just go in there and bombard it. And they were saying how they was from New York and this, that, and the third. And some of the Miami cats ran up in there and robbed them, took their stuff, took their car, and it just showed them that you coming in another city. Don't nobody care where you from, and let it just be known. It just ain't New York. It's anywhere. If you
yeah,
go shout in your city in another person's city, town, state, or whatever, and you think that's just supposed to just hold you up to be some god or some king, it's not. Don't nobody care about that, no matter where you are. But once again, with the Aries Spears situation, I just feel like it was an ignorant comment for how old the dude is, for how long he been in the entertainment world. Yeah, that might just not be your target audience. But
Hey, hey, no.
don't try to sit there and make it as if you just this intellectual smart comedian, because you're not. Stop it.
Definitely not. But hey, shout out to T3 and D. Where you been, bro? You ain't
T3 and
been
D, yeah, you've been missing in action.
for a long
Shout
time,
out,
brother.
shout out Natasha Marie in the comments too.
And Caleb Hindu.
Yeah, man. But Aries Spears definitely a clown. We talked about what his name, funny. What the boy
Country
name?
Wayne.
Country Wayne. Country Wayne came out and he said something that was real true. He said, when you look at the game, the Southern artists always was at disadvantage, so they really made it happen and kind of out thought the game. You know what I'm saying? And you can say that in music, you can say that in comedy as well, because most of the guys who own in comedy now are, from the South or in the South at least, because Drewski and
85
all of
South.
65 South, Desi
Country
Banks,
Wayne. Desi.
yeah.
Like
And
So
even the smaller IG accounts that aren't in the millions, but they got a couple 100,000 and all that.
South.
Also, those guys are from the South. They got the
And,
funny skits and the remixing and stuff, and
and
it's
they
it's
ain't
got
well,
it's people from the South.
and they ain't gotta say outlandish shit to go viral. Like this is Aries' whole thing though. This is how he's always been. His comedy don't work, so he go in and hate on other people and say some of the most craziest things that you can think of to go viral, to get people to talking about him. But it still ain't gonna make you no money. Just like Country Ryan said, you can talk about people all you want. You ain't getting monetized. Cause ain't nobody paying to hear that bullshit.
and then you have to go and beg a Vlad or beg somebody to pay you to speak your opinions, and the numbers show because he tried to start his own YouTube channel and it's not really
Uh,
doing well. So Aries is a clown. We all know that. But we just had to address that part. Like, damn, bro, you really keep saying this same thing. And I thought we passed this in hip hop and in other aspects as well. But this notion of Southern people being dumb, like or slower, it's just at this point it ain't funny. It's really not true. You can see in the world that it's not true. So Aries made itself look dumb again. And
Once
this might just be a little ploy just to stay in the algorithm and keep your engagement going. This may be, you know.
and if it is, it's only gonna last for a short time. You ain't gonna make no money off of it. And guess what? Those guys that from the South that you think is so slow are still gonna top you in everything. They're
Oh,
still
come on,
gonna
man.
outdo you in numbers. It ain't even
Is
a
it even a
competition.
question if we talking about Country Wayne or Aries Spears? Even if you don't like it comedy, because I'm not a fan of either one of them. But when I'm looking at the business aspect of it, bro, you gotta respect what Country Wayne did, and he didn't gatekeep. He showed you the game, and you know he ain't the most educated guy, but it ain't about that all the time either. And everybody got what you have, and you work with what you got. But to try to down people, bro, that's the shit that don't. That's the shit that make people not like you, and that's gonna in this day and age, that's gonna hurt your income. You know, because you can't alienate everybody and expect to still, you know, keep shit going. And that's kind of what Aries Spears is doing. You're not Howard Stern. You're not Rush Limbaugh. You're not, you know, you Skip Bayless. These great rage baiters. You know, you're not one of these guys, bro. So why you? What are you? What, you know, somebody gonna slap the shit out you for real though, because I
He
don't
already
like.
got
I'm
his
gonna tell
ass
you.
whooped once
I'm gonna tell you
on
straight up. I don't
camera.
like it.
He got his ass whooped on camera once already.
Oh yeah, oh
And,
boy, put them hands on them from
and you didn't even
5150 show.
fight back. Like you talk all that shit and you let this man
Oh
beat you like you
yeah,
were
Man,
one
that
of his
man
kids,
started hooking off on that boy like
yeah. I forgot
like
all about
crazy.
that, yo.
and you didn't even fight back.
But
But
got the
you
nerve.
get behind the camera and open your fucking mouth about
A
Mississippi.
whole, and then not even just Miss, a whole region, bro. Like damn. So what? You just only gonna do West Coast and Northeast shows and you know everywhere other than Deep South. That's dumb, and that's why you'll never be as big of a comic as some of these other guys. Because Country Wayne doing arenas. I guarantee you, Aries Spears ain't doing arenas.
Shit, he
I
barely
can
doing pubs.
guarantee you.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah, fuck Aries Spears though, man.
So we'll leave it there about this clown, man. Hey, man, appreciate everybody for joining. Hey, don't y'all forget, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be right back. Choose life.